welcome back to the second episode of the Mighty Bennett podcast. Today, I have the honor to be here with the president of the African Student Association. So, for the people that don't know you, you mind saying your name, where you from?
My name is Justin DeRue. I'm a junior here at Frostburg State University studying cybersecurity and information assurance. I go by the name of Dogu, representing the Nigerian heritage, and just want to do different things differently on campus this year.
So, without delving too deep, how has your journey led you to become involved in the African Student Association here on campus?
That's a great question, my brother. Great question. It really just started with me just wanting to immerse myself, right? Figure out where I belong and the people that I can interact with, and we can just grow overall. And just trying to immerse myself in different ideologies and identifying who I really am. My identity, where I plan on going, my purpose, all that. It just really founded on my identity for real. So.
So, are you a first generation African?
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? First in the family, to go to college, and the pressure is getting worse. It's real pressure, but it's good pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because it pushes me to achieve greater heights,
right.
And get out of my comfort zone. So, first in my family to go to college, first in my family to also, navigate into a career that's not really, the most, I wouldn't say not the most appreciated, but not the most glorified. For those, for my fellow African people, you got to, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer, you know what I'm saying? But when they hear tech, it's like, huh? It's like, what are we talking about? So, I mean, it's been a, rocky journey, but we keep going every day, man. Just keep going and growing every day. That's what it is, So.
So, what country are you from in Africa?
I'm from the best country. Listen, I'm from the best country. No exaggeration. Niger. You know what I'm saying? No shade to my other countries for sure, but it's just the giants of Africa. You gotta represent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, how has your African heritage, shaped who you are, shaped your personality, as well as your academic personality? So, how has it shaped who you are as a person as well? So, how has your African heritage shaped your personality, both personally and academically?
Man, big, man, real big. I'm not gonna lie to you, only because trying to really understand, where I'm coming from, and also immerse myself in a whole different culture. Even though I was born here, though, it's really just an identity crisis. Trying to really understand how can I use both worlds? How can I use both worlds to my advantage? So it's been big, bro. It's been big, a big influence on me overall, and just trying to bring more light. You know what I'm saying? Especially in an environment like this, just bringing more light to African heritage, African culture is more to it than how the media portrays it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Afrobeat going crazy. You know what I'm saying? We had we have Nollywood, Nigerian movies and stuff like that. So there's a lot to Africa overall. You know what I'm saying? So just being in that position to shed light, you know what I'm saying, it's just a blessing, bro. It's a blessing.
So you touched on having a tad bit of an identity crisis. With that being said, do you ever find that overwhelming, or is there ever times where that's too much for you?
Yeah. It definitely, I feel like it's an ever going journey. Really, it's an ever going journey because where I'm coming from, where I'm coming from, as the firstborn, and I have younger ones. You know what I'm saying? Younger ones, and it's just really trying to guide them. Really trying to guide them, understand that, okay, at the end of the day, there's something that we still have to defend. You feel me? And that's culture. That's culture. Just understanding, our background. You know what I'm saying? And really immersing ourselves, trying to, and shedding light, to that culture. You know what I'm saying? So overall, it's just really just trying to, figure out things that's going on, academically, figure things that's going on also, culture-wise for the most part.
Gotcha. So with you being far away from home, you said you were from Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
So with you being, about 2.5 hours away from home, how do you stay connected to your culture, your heritage, and everything, your roots? Whether that be you cooking some of your favorite meals or listening to some of your favorite songs from your country. Like, what do you do to stay connected?
Yeah. First and foremost, I gotta stay with the good eats. The food. Food is everything. You know what I'm saying? culture is really about the food and the music. So I make sure, I got my little pounded yam, and it's really deeper than me. I don't have to eat pounded yam. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have to eat a pounded yam, but I eat it because it brings me back to my roots. If that makes sense. Like I bring it like there's cash and there's different food, and I'm not complaining about the food, but I eat the pounded yam because it just again the process everything it just roots, and it's just really important that part of food is really important to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just bigger than you just eating and having a big stomach. You know what I'm saying?
More than just food.
Exactly. It's really the whole process you put in it. You know what I'm saying? Great feeling. So food, the music. Right now Afrobeats is big right now. Going crazy, but it's crazy. Like a couple years ago, Afrobeats was on that wave. You know what I'm saying? It's just to show you that like life is about stages. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a time and a light to really shine and come out. So just the music, I try to stay in touch with my music, and that's modern. That's even like my parents' music. I love their music. I might not understand everything they're saying, but again, that's just how I really just I stay intertwined with culture for real. So and then also just being around my people. You know what I'm saying? Being around people speaking what they know. I know, just the lingo. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the simple lingo stuff, and it just brings joy. You know what I'm saying? When you see your fellow Africans embracing that side of them too. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if they were born here as well. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So I just try to stay involved with just the food, the music, and the people, and of course dancing. I'm not a dancer though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a dancer. I might break a couple moves here and there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just the music, dance, all that, the rhythms. That's how I stay involved, bro, intertwined, bro.
So we're gonna divert our attention here a little bit. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about your experience as it relates to your college experience at Frostburg State University. So that being said, what drew you to Frostburg State, and how has your experience been this far?
Yeah, that's a deep story of mine. Only because Frostburg State was not my first, was not any like that was the school I wasn't planning to come here. But they say man proposes, God disposes. You feel me? So Frostburg was nowhere in the books, and I didn't even know Frostburg was a school. You know what I'm saying? And I was playing football in high school, looking for an offer to go somewhere, but unfortunately I played linebacker, bro.
Linebacker.
You know what I'm saying? I was a hit stick. You know what I'm saying? I was laying there, I was boom. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy work. But I had a surgery on my shoulder, and I really couldn't like just perform the way I could after my senior year. But I still had a great year. Still had a great year overall. But and I think that's when it was. That's like the year after COVID. So the year after COVID, they was looking for the portal, the transfer students. They wasn't really focused on the high school students because they don't have no experience. So again, an offer from like a D1 school or even a D2 school was really tough at the time because everybody was transferring. So and at that point in my life, I was really is like a really deep time because that was the first time in my life I didn't know what I planned to do or like career wise. I didn't know where I wanted to go. So it was really difficult. So I was able to talk to my dad. My dad was there for me. You know what I'm saying? He was there for me just to give me some insight. And he seen I was losing my mind, bro. I was going crazy, bro. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? People was going to say, "Oh, go to the army." I said, "Oh yeah." When you don't know what you want to do, whatever anybody says to you sounds great. You feel me? It's not like, "Oh yeah, go to the army." Deep down, I didn't want to go to the army. You feel me? But went through that whole process. Things didn't work out, and then so I just my brother actually played football here. So I said, you know what? Why not just go ahead and be my brother? You know what I'm saying? And I went to like a community college for like a year and a half, and then I said, let me just come to Frostburg. You know what I'm saying? It was cheap. It was far. You know what I'm saying? And it was something different. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the UMD or the UMBC, but it's a different environment for you to immerse yourself, right? Saying and just and be your own person. You feel me? So that's and now we're here. Now we're here at Frostburg, and on the Creative Mind podcast. You feel me?
It's funny you say that though, because my experience is quite similar to yours. I graduated in 2021 from high school, so that's not the climax of COVID, but that's the transition of us starting to get back into the norm.
Yeah.
So with that being said, my sister was already up there at Frostburg State anyway, so I decided to come here and be with her. she didn't have a vehicle at the time. I had a car already.
Yeah.
She told me she was walking home from work, and she was just up there by herself. She didn't have a support system. So Frostburg State wasn't my first choice. I've heard of it before, but if you would have asked me during my senior year, are you going to Frostburg?
Like, hell no.
Right, no, I'm not going to no Frostburg. What is that?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much the same. I decided to come up here and be up here with her. She graduated, but I just find that interesting how our stories kind of like mirror.
Yeah, man, and that's such is life. It be the things it just hit you blindside. And now you're here, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I met amazing people. I met family. Here, people that drives that determined, driven, and just being around those type of people, bro. It really shows you that no matter where you go, everything's about perspective and your experience, right? You know what I'm saying? I kind of went to a different school like UMD or Bowie or Morgan, but just going out and being different, it's just you just make your own experience, bro, and you make things happen. That's just life. So yeah.
Your experiences are what you make them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sometimes a lot of people on the outside looking in, they put the judge about people's experiences and all that.
Yeah.
But like you said, your experiences is you got to make the best out of it.
Yeah.
So if you don't do that, then your experience is going to be exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
So, whether you say, oh, I didn't have the best time during my college years at Frostburg or UMD or wherever you went, essentially, just like I said, whatever you make it.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. How does Frostburg State support its international students as well as its African students in terms of integration and overall cultural inclusion and diversity?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say for the moment, from time that I've been here, I would say that Frostburg does a solid job making this an inclusive environment for everybody. Regardless of where you're coming from, regardless of background. At least from my experience, I can only speak on my experience. It's been open. You feel me? It's been open to to be able to integrate with different cultures, different backgrounds, and for the most part, I feel like Frostburg does a great job. You know what I'm saying? I know they have an international program, they have a study abroad program that people utilize. So those type of resources are out there for students. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? I would study abroad, but man, I don't know where I'm experienced out there. You feel me? So when it's time for me to go abroad, I'm gonna go abroad. But at the time being right now, nah, I'm gonna chill. But for those who who can utilize it for life experiences, I feel that's one of the great things here that Frostburg offer. I'm not gonna lie. It's open for students, regardless of where you're coming from. And that's just on my experience. Like I said, I can't speak on everybody, but for me, I feel like Frostburg, welcomes all walks of life, and that's a great thing, And it's also a good thing for the school overall because it teaches diversity. You know what I'm saying? It teaches because the real world, you're saying, you're different with all different type of people. You feel me? So I feel like Frostburg having that type of environment is more of a pro than a con because you know how to go about people. You know what I'm saying? It's just you sharpening your sword. Preparing for the real world. Just sharpening that sword and doing your thing.
So to piggyback off that, I'm a resident assistant here at Edgewood Commons, which is a housing option here at Frostburg State.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a plethora of international students ranging from all type of different cultural backgrounds and things like that. And we have to go through a specific training for us to be able to work with and make those students feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I can say Frostburg definitely put down a heavy emphasis on, allowing those students and making them feel accepted and welcoming everything. They have a whole center and office down there in Pullen Hall.
Yeah.
For students to be able to come. It's just a resource center for them to be able to feel connected and everything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it's something that they just, threw together at the last minute, just
Yeah.
like as a tag along or something like that. So that's one thing I do really appreciate about Frostburg. Like you said, all walks of life,
Yeah.
all faces, all colors, everything. This is a place where people come together.
Yeah.
And just be true to themselves. And,
Yeah.
That's what I do appreciate.
Yeah.
So elaborating on that a little bit, what role does the African Student Association play here on campus? As far as making people feel connected, like is it closed off to only people who are Africans? Like just touch on that a little bit.
Nah, definitely not. And this year we're just trying to do something different, and really just reach out. You feel me? Reach out overall, and just, being more involved on campus, right? Being more involved on campus, having a plan, having a vision, to enlighten and show that, okay, the African culture it's not something you can limit. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you can, put people to like a group, whatever the case may be. Without just diversity is one of our biggest things that we really try overall as a board, as a group, as an organization, trying to embrace, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people get in the midst that, oh, the ASA is probably inclusive, really inclusive, or it doesn't. Nah. Except all walks of life, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? So with ASA this year, we're open. We're just open to all walks of life. Like I said, trying to do something different, man. It's overall, it's just for the health of the community, not even for ASA, but also the community. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, Frostburg as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be more involved, and just networking. You know what I'm saying? Over the summer, me and my good friends, we had an internship in DC, and yeah, great experience, man. DC crazy, man. DC a whole different lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie. DC people, like, I thought Baltimore was crazy. No, Baltimore's still crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we was down there, and one of the biggest takeaways was networking, right? Being able to reach out to people, because there's always something that you don't know that you won't know unless you know. Right. If that makes sense. Yeah. So just being able to reach out to people and learn about different walks of life. It does, I feel like it does more good than harm. So I don't think that can ever harm you when you have an organization that's open to all walks of life. You learn about a different group of people. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you learn, and then you also use the opportunity, or you leverage the opportunity as well to teach about your organization or teach about your culture, whatever the case may be. So yeah, bro, this year we're just trying to have a different environment, a different mindset overall, and God helping us, we're gonna achieve it. Yeah, bro.
That's what's up. So are there any specific programs or resources that have been particularly beneficial to you as a first generation African student?
Yeah, for sure. I would say the Professional Development and Career Center in Pullen, yeah, it's been a resource. It's been a resource. Now the thing about it, for those who maybe seeing this like this is their first year, whatever the case may be, you really have to seek knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowledge is there, but it doesn't come to you. You really just gotta seek knowledge. And my first year coming here, sometimes I'm an introvert. I could be an introvert at times, you know what I'm saying? But I realized that if I really want to grow as a person, I gotta be willing to speak up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be willing to talk to other people. And you can't really be shy. You feel me? It's like some knowledge won't come to you because you're just not open to receive it, or you're just not seeking it. So I was able to, last year, Miss Amy, she definitely helped me get an internship that I was, praying to God for. And yeah, that's one of the big things. Like, if you really seek knowledge, is knowledge, you're gonna get it. You feel me? If you really seek the knowledge, there's a desire to learn about your community, your environment, and involve yourself. One, you're always gonna be busy. You feel me? And I feel that's a good thing. And also, you're gonna have the opportunity to leverage your knowledge to get to where you want to go. If that makes sense. So yeah, the Professional Development and Career Centers. Yeah, I would highly recommend. If you don't know what you want to do, stop by, talk to them. Amazing people, kind people, and get a little insight what you want to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? There's no information is really crazy information unless you just use it for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every information you learn it, whether bad, whether good or bad, you learn something. You feel me? So
yeah, that's facts. As far as college friends goes, I feel like networking is a big component on that.
Yeah, bro.
So my freshman year, I was kind of the polar opposite. I wasn't networking at all. I'm working full-time hours at a part-time job. So I'm not really networking as much as I would have liked to.
Yeah.
I'm getting the emails. I'm walking past the people at the lane center, trying to stop me and talk to me, give me insight and information on the different organizations and things that they have.
Yeah.
But that was my fault. I was closed up, like you said, kind of introverted.
Yeah. It takes time, though. You feel me? It takes time.
And definitely a situation that's better late than never.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, especially if you're a first year student or if you're not a first year student, you're not involved in anything, I would highly recommend that you get involved in something, because that's going to get you far in life. A lot of times it's about who you know, not what you know.
Right.
So while getting your education and all that is a key element, it's crucial. Don't get it misconstrued. You need to network as well. You need to branch out there, get your face familiar with different people. You never know what somebody else could do for you or provide for you. I feel like Frostburg does do a good job of that. I get the emails.
Yeah.
I follow all their social media pages, so they're making the efforts, they're making the attempts. But students like me at the time who just ignored that stuff. I look at the email, I'm like, I'm not worried about that. People that lane, like I'm not interested.
Yeah.
With it being my senior year, I would kind of say that backfired on me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not as connected out as I would have hoped I would have been in my college experience. But like I said earlier, better late than never. I just want to leave people with that.
Yeah.
So transitioning a little bit from your Frostburg State experience into your overall mental health, because that's a issue and a topic that is far too overlooked.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes in our society, and that's just something I wanted to provide insight on, just to make sure everybody's doing good. So as we know, mental health can be a challenging aspect and everything. Especially on the outside looking in from African communities. I be on social media, TikTok, and everything, and there's a common denominator. I always see how African parents are known for being strict. You correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, like they're overly strict. Maybe the strictest subset culture of parents that's out there.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how is that affected, or how is that shaped you as a person as far as your mental? Like, has that backfired on you? Has it made you resilient and everything? Like, just touch on that.
Man. Tough, man. Tough. It hasn't backfired only because I didn't let it to.
Right.
And life again is about perspective. I realized that my parents, at least from my experience, they came a long way. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to understand everything, man. And especially with the issue of mental health is a very delicate topic, especially in the African community, that needs to be the light needs to be really shut upon, because for whatever reason, bro, African parents, they don't take the mental health thing as serious, because in their mind they came from something way worse. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they came from an environment that's rugged, that's tough, and they still made it here. So you say something about like depression, they looking at you like, what are you talking about?
What are you saying?
They looking at you like you crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's really because I feel like over time it has changed a little bit. It's gotten better. But I do feel like that's something that, overall, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not something that they can change. Right. It's too late. You feel me? I don't think that overall, I feel like they have come to a conclusion of how they want to think. The only way they can change it is through us. You feel me? As young adults, you know what I'm saying? And the only way we can change it going forward is how we treat our kids, you know what I'm saying? And not seeing both worlds, because I feel like the reason why is because they only see one world. Right. You feel me? And they just close, yeah. It's not a blame, it's not a you did, I did situation. Right. You feel me? It just coming to the reality of that it was just two different worlds, and it's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's just different overall. So yeah, the whole issue of mental health is not something taken very serious in the African household, unfortunately. But like I said, the only way to really go about and changing it is how we treat our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like being patient. You know what I'm saying? Being able to listen, right? Being able to hear. You know what I'm saying? And not making predictions. A lot of times, African parents, they like to predict. You know what I'm saying? They like to assume rather than actually getting to hear what the child got to say. Right. You feel me? And a lot of things just it really deepens the wound, because in their mind they think they're doing the best thing. Right. That's why I say it's not a blame. It's really about perspective. Right. In their mind they're thinking, oh, I'm protecting my son, I'm protecting my daughter. But the reality of it is like you're pushing that child away from you. You know what I'm saying? And you're pushing the child away from you, and it's making that relationship further and further. Right. And by a certain age, a certain time, you can't really, it's irreparable. Right. You feel me? It's really irreparable. So speaking from my experience, I was the firstborn. You know what I'm saying? And for those who are the firstborn, the life is different. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to all the firstborn out there. It's crazy. But I would say in my testimony, it has done more good than bad for me. But that's because I changed my perspective. Right? I understood that, okay, really my parents, whatever they're doing, whatever they're saying, is for my good. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes maturity, and it takes a moment where you're crying. It's like, hold on. You just sit down and be like, what is really going on? Don't get me wrong, there are some parents out there that are wicked. You know what I'm saying? There are some parents out there that are brutal, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But there are some parents, they just don't understand, and the only way they can be taught is like, again, through their kids. So for my experience, it was really just changing my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Standing to the occasion and deciding that, you know what, when I have my kids, I'm gonna have to do things a little different. You feel me? It's not a you did, I did type of situation. It's just that when I have my kids, I gotta do things differently, because a lot of times, like, like, there's friends that I know saying the parents act the same way, but it took it a whole different reaction. You feel me? Either they leave the house, and the parents are asking, God, what happened? What's the problem? But it's just a misunderstanding. You feel me? So, definitely, the only way we can bring attention to like the whole mental health situation and letting it know that depression is really a real thing is, first of all, taking care of ourselves and just the way we treat, the people within our community and for the future generation. So like I said, it's not a you did, I did, a blame thing. I feel like that's another issue that's going on also in the African household is it's just
finger pointing.
By brother man, yeah. So
I definitely get that.
So overall that's just the thing. Just trying to really understand the perspective. Why were they doing what they're doing? Right. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm in college, I could see why they're doing what they're doing. Could there have been a different approach? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Could have been a different way of doing it? Absolutely. But, that time has passed. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do your own thing now. So.
I definitely agree. I feel like, when it comes to allowing our parents our insight, I feel like there's just generational disconnect.
Yeah.
With that being said, I was raised by a single mother. I was actually the only boy in my household. So, single mother, 4 sisters.
Yeah.
So that was an aspect in itself. But I provide my mom empathy, because I know that she did her best for given her circumstances, being alone, trying her best, raising us in I wouldn't say not the best community, but community that has its flaws, just like each and every community.
Yeah.
So I think me personally, I'm going to take everything that was instilled in me, and kind of pick out and sort through what things that I would like to teach, the next generation, the kids, and everything. It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to start with focusing on the next generation, especially with us now becoming the new generation of adults.
Yeah.
We have to take everything into accountability. The traumas that were instilled on us, and make sure that we don't pass those traumas down to the next generation.
Exactly.
With that being said, there might be some traumas that we pass down subliminally that we don't know that we're passing down.
Yeah.
Because that's the benefit of the doctor. We have to provide our parents. They were probably doing things the way that they were taught and they were raised.
Yeah.
Things are different. Time changes everything. It's a constant, steady innovation aspect of everything, whether that's technology, cars, everything. So why wouldn't that same aspect be applied to mental health and how you raise children and everything?
Yeah.
I definitely agree with everything.
Yeah. Just to piggyback on what you're saying, also, life is all about experiences,
right?
And you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Like you said, trying to understand, not to really blame nobody, right? But really just to say, okay, you know what? I gotta do things different, because if I don't, it's gonna be worse.
Exactly.
It's gonna be something that's repeating over and over and over again. So yeah, like you said, I love the quote that you said. It takes a village to really raise a child. And with that mindset, now you've opened your mind not to only base things off, not to only be an independent solution solver, basically.
Right.
You pick, like, you have a child or even your friend, you get to see life from their lens.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like being in that condition, you're forced to see life in both lenses.
Right.
You feel me? If you're open-minded. Exactly. You feel me? If you're open-minded, you're really forced to see, take a break, see life from 2 different lenses, and like, you know what? I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do to, have something to tell my friends, just want to tell my children or whatever the case may be. So yeah, bro. Yeah, I definitely understand that for sure.
Right. So while we're still on the topic of mental health, what are some things that we all have good days and bad days. So do you have a day-to-day routine that kind of helps you cope with maintaining your mental health, or some things that you like to do? Is there I don't want to say a coping mechanism, but is there something that, okay, even if you're not feeling down, you'll still do this, like just daily routine to, overall improve your mental health or maintain where it's currently at?
Yeah. Number one, without a doubt, is my spirituality with God.
Right.
That's the biggest. Having that routine, making sure that I talk to Him, you know what I'm saying, and I'm able to express how I really feel. Because I could go to anybody else, talk my talk, express it, but doesn't mean doesn't bring that satisfaction compared to when you speak to the Most High. Right. So I would definitely say it's making sure that I start my morning right, go to bed, start end my day right as well, and listen to some good music. You know what I'm saying? Gospel, Afro beats. You know what I'm saying? Just to get my day going, some rhythm blues. You feel me? And keep it going, and also relationships. I feel like that's very big. And I feel like that's one thing Frostburg has really taught me, is really emphasize the importance of relationships. You know what I'm saying? The education is cool. The parties y'all go to, it's cool for the time being. Right. But the bonds and the relationship that you make with people, is very important to keep them. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very important. Like your money is really your relationships. Right. You know what I'm saying? Your mindset is the people that you build around, you put around yourself. Sorry. Right. So I make sure that I'm saying, just a call. Yo, bro, how you doing today? Or, you know what I'm saying? Hey, sis, is everything good with you? How you been? How's your day going? Your parents are also the people that really support you. You feel me? That alone just makes you understand that you want to be grateful for what you have, because you hear things, you see things. So when you have a spirit of gratitude, and you understand that, hey, like somebody has it 10 times worse than me. Right. You know what I'm saying? You get up and you just keep the dice rolling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, I definitely as far as me, same thing. My spirituality, anything that I'm dealing with, I find that overwhelms me. I just leave it up to God's hands. It's been multiple times in my life where I feel like I hit a plateau or hit a brick wall where I just don't know what's next, or things that cause me overwhelming anxiety, even depression and everything. And it's just been a constant reassurance from Him that anything that I'm dealing with, once I throw it on Him, eventually that weight's off my shoulders.
Absolutely.
And, I feel like that's a key element to me in my personal journey. I know everybody's different, to each their own. Mm-hmm. But like you said, for me, I got to start my day and end my day, by giving thanks.
Yeah, so, for sure. Giving things is big. Like, I feel like it's underrated when it comes to self-awareness. Like, man, a lot of people have it bad, man. Like, a lot of people have it real bad, and not because most of the time they deserve it, but it's just unfortunate situations, bro. So the moment you can get up, you know what I'm saying, get that nice haircut, eat until you can't eat no more. You know what I'm saying? Just the little things, right? We take for granted. When you sit back, you start to appreciate a lot more. Like, and it put you in that spirit of like, you know what? No matter how rough life get, there's always someone that got it 10 times worse. Exactly. Like, just no matter the blocks I run into, whatever the case may be, somebody's struggling. Someone is, whatever, begging for food, or it's just rough. So first of all, it clears your mind and it motivates you to keep doing what you're doing. You feel me? And not to be in one place, not to be stationary, but also just, you know what I'm saying, make use of your life or whatever you got to do. So yeah, giving thanks, bro, is huge, man. Being in a spirit of gratitude, it opens doors for you. And you treat people with kindness, because you don't want to treat them bad, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know how their day went. Exactly. So, and then who are you to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap that up as far as the mental health. So let's create a mind. So we gotta
create a mind.
Creativity a little
creativity.
Bit,
let's talk about it. Yes, sir.
So how does your cultural background influence your creativity?
Ooh, that's big. I'll say a lot. I say a lot for sure. Definitely trying to understand, because I wasn't born there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born there. So trying to understand how things work, the culture, the reason behind things, it can be a headache. Be like, why are they doing this? But in the process, like when you say creativity, you're putting your mind to work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're not just letting your brain sleep
Right.
and go to the dumpster. You feel me? So when you're trying to figure out why did people of those days do it this way, that way, it really builds a mind. And with that heritage, I've seen the opportunity to embrace it and always be a critical thinker.
Right.
Always trying to think of ways to do something different or even better. You know what I'm saying? A good friend of mine, his name is Courage. He said, never leave a situation the way you found it, or never leave an environment the way you found it. So with that mindset alone, you gotta be creative. Otherwise, you're gonna get fired. You feel me? You gotta be creative. You gotta think of ways to do things different and not just trying to meet the bare minimum or the standard, whatever it can be. Of course, don't go too crazy. You know what I'm saying? But to your limits, definitely push yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that creativity is gonna come out. You feel me?
I like that. That's a good. You just gave me a different aspect.
Yeah.
All the time being creative, that's literally you're allowing your mind to work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I was told you don't stop learning till you die. So you got it every day. You got to keep learning, keep trying something new, different. It could be something that you dislike, but once you try and you figure out, oh, maybe this not for me. That's experience.
Right.
That's something you can shed light to someone else. Be like, man, this is what you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah, blase blase. But you have something to speak on. Right. You feel me? You're not just Mr. in the back, not saying nothing, just looking around. Nah, you got something to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that's big, bro.
So with you being the president of ASA and everything, how has Frostburg State allowed you to explore your creativity and or expand it?
I would say diversity, honestly. If I had went to a whole different school, competition or whatever the case may be, different group of, people, whatever. But being at Frostburg has taught me the importance of diversity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And diversity is big. And I feel like overall Frostburg has really embraced diversity, with their international student program, their study abroad, program. They embrace it. So just being in a position to speak about it to people who haven't really heard about it, as an organization, it gives you ways to be creative. Be like, okay, how can I present ASA, or how can I present the African community to the masses? You know what I'm saying? That they're going to be able to understand or relate with. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I feel like, Frostburg has done a great job, with the whole diversity thing. And being here at Frostburg, it shows me the importance again of diversity, right? Being able to immerse yourself with different groups of people, because again, that's how the world was going to be. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be all walks of life, somebody, you know what I'm saying? There's always something. So being able to maneuver, I feel like, that's something that you should be proud of, It's very important, very, very important for sure,
So, what role does creativity play in, managing or maintaining your mental health? You're trying to see if there's a correlation between the two.
Okay, so say that again for me, brother.
So,
break it down for me, brother.
Break it down. Right? So, as far as being creative, you can look at some people look at creativity as an outlet of expression, right? So some people, you got the songs "Express Yourself" and all that. That makes a person feel good about themselves. So I'm asking you, do you think, do you agree with that notion? Like, do you think that there's a direct correlation between a person being freely able to express themselves, showcasing and broadcasting their creativity? Is there a direct correlation with that in their mental health?
Yeah. Okay. For sure. I would say you put yourself in a position to keep learning.
Right.
And in that process, you learn more about yourself than what you're actually presenting or what you're actually trying to be creative about. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'm doing this little project, on the side, trying to build a website, and I'm not a coder, you know what I'm saying? But I want to get this thing done.
Right.
You feel me? So I could struggle all I want, but I know people who are better than me, and I know how to code. So what I do, I reach out to these people, right? And I apply it to myself. Like, okay, based on what they have told me, let me see how I can implement that. I feel like by doing that, first of all, you give yourself the ability to go out, right? And I feel like I'm probably not the most versed to speak about the whole issue about depression, but I feel like sometimes it comes when you don't have nothing going on for yourself. You're not, I don't know, like, if you're able to reach out to people, right, on something that you're working on, that person can be used as a resource, right, for whatever the case may be, or somebody that you can trust or rely on to speak on whatever you got going on, right? So I do feel like there's a correlation with your creativity and mental health because it just, like I said, it keeps your brain working, and it puts you in a position to learn more about yourself than actually what you're trying to present. You know, that's my opinion. You know, at least for me, I feel like me being busy, me trying to do something new, it really expands my horizon. It tells me that, listen, like you really can't put life in a box.
Right.
You can't put your experiences in a box. You know, and then when you go to somebody who know that thing, it's like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a aha moment.
Right.
So for me, that just takes away my mind from being depressed or whatever the case may be. So at least from my experience, I'm not going to generalize it, but from my experience, I feel like, yeah, for sure, creativity is very important.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
very important.
So last question.
Stay creative, guys.
Stay creative. Yeah. So we're gonna hit you with the last question. How do you see your creativity evolving in the future? You know, especially if you continue to draw your cultural roots and experiences, see that expanding it, maintaining it. How do you see that?
Yeah, definitely going to expand by the grace of God for sure. Going out and meeting people. That's one of the ways I get creative. Ideas, right? You know, this podcast, started as an idea, and the founder reach out to people, be like, yo, this is the plan I got, so I'm gonna execute. You feel me?
You with it or you not?
You know what I'm saying? So whether you with it or not, I'm gonna execute, and that's just creativity. It just starts with a little idea, and it's just in your palm to be like, you know what, I got this great idea, and no matter what, I'm gonna definitely try to do it. I feel like that's the whole aspect of just creativity and just trying to understand life overall. You just keep learning. Like, it's a never ending process. It's crazy how life works. Like, you just learn from other people. So for me personally, I definitely plan to keep reaching out to people. Keep reaching out to people and learning from people. I feel like, yeah, you can be creativity, but whatever you're creating is for, like, it's either a solution, either a problem that you're trying to fix, whatever the case may be, or something you're trying to do. When you're being creative, you're trying to fix, you're trying to do something, right? To do that something, you need some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That knowledge, you gain that from talking to people. It's life experiences with people. You know what I'm saying? Being able to hear what people's life stories, hear what's going on in the world, and be like, you know what? I'm gonna put this in the basket. I'm gonna do some mixing. And I'm gonna come up with something. You know, that's so for me personally, for sure. My way of going about that, staying creative, is just reaching out to people, hearing ideas. Hearing ideas, staying involved, like on campus, not just being put to one corner, but everywhere else, because you learn. Exactly. The more you learn, the more you're able to, apply what you learned and solve solutions, man. Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. So that was the end of the podcast.
Wow.
As far as the questions go, is there any shout outs that you want to give out to anybody? Is there anything you want to say for the people?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me know, scoot up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Creative Minds for this amazing opportunity. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I love this idea, and it's a great thing that's got going on here. So I'll definitely love to be back again for sure.
So that being said, y'all heard it, man. This is the president of the African Student Association here at Frostburg State. So Mind Your Business podcast, signing out. Till next time.
Hey, stay creative and get jiggy. What's up, bro? That was a great one.
Started going all different type of places. That creativity.